Okay guys, so ever since I changed the content of this channel, it's been really difficult for me to sit down and make a video because I can honestly make one about literally anything. I'm no longer confined to just making Rainbow Six Siege related content. And so I'm just going to say this video is going to be very different from anything that I've ever put out. And this is really just me discussing video games, my relationship with them, and a lot of negative things that I can see with this hobby and other hobbies. And this video is really just me giving you a tidbit of life advice that it may or may not apply to you. And again, I have no idea at this point what this channel is anymore, but this is something that's been in the back of my mind for a while now, and I really just wanted to sit down and talk about it because I feel like a lot of people need to hear this. And before I dig really deep in this video, I just want to make it clear that I'm not trying to attack anyone. I'm not trying to convince you to change your lifestyle or hobbies or really anything like that. I'm the type of person that I don't really care what you do. Live the life you want to live, and if you feel like I'm attacking you, I'm not. And if you feel like I am, then you probably have some conviction, and what I'm saying is probably true to you to some extent. So, anyways, for as long as video games have been a thing, there have been boomers always telling us that them damned video games are a waste of time. And if I'm being honest, in most cases, I think that is true. Now, before you dislike bomb and just click off the video, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't enjoy them or play them. But there are a lot of things that could also be seen as time wasters. Watching TV could be a waste of time. Going to the movies could be seen as a waste of time. Eating at a restaurant could be a waste of time. Watching this video could be a waste of time. But if you stick to the end, you should get something out of it. Literally any leisurely activity could be seen as a waste of time depending on the individual. And so it's up to us, the individuals, to do a self-analysis and evaluate how much time are we wasting, and are we wasting too much of that time. And so we have to ask ourselves first, how much time can we afford to waste? And what does it mean to waste time? Well, in my opinion, anything that keeps you from being productive and takes time away from you reaching your goals would be a waste of time. That doesn't necessarily make time wasting activities a negative, but those activities could be an obstacle in your way of you reaching your own personal goals. And it's up to you to decide how much time you want to waste on something else. And I think that when it comes to video games, that could be the case for many people. And I think that applies for most people who do play video games. And again, when I say waste of time, I've said it multiple times in this video already, that's not me saying that you shouldn't be doing it or you need to be doing something else. It is time not spent accomplishing or pushing towards or reaching your personal goals, whatever those may be. So if you're someone who aspires to be a content creator, Twitch streamer, esports professional, a caster, anything like that in the gaming field, then no, video games would not be a waste of time for you. However, if you're someone with a goal of starting your own business, playing a video game 3 hours a day would be a huge time waster. That time spent playing a video game or watching TV or literally any other leisure activity could be spent on developing and creating a successful small business. And, that scenario doesn't only apply to video games, but again, any leisurely activity. Don't think I'm just coming after video games. I think video games applies more specifically to what I'm saying because this is a gaming channel and a lot of you guys obviously play video games. And here's another example. If you are a high school student who plays a sport and dreams of playing that sport at the collegiate level, it will be more difficult for you to reach your goals if you spend 15 to 20 hours per week playing video games. And that scenario sort of applies to my own personal life. When I was in high school, I played for the golf team. And throughout my high school career, I was showing massive improvement year by year. I played in the state tournament twice as an individual. And when I say individual, I mean I got there by myself, no other teammates to help me. Got there based on my own merit. So I feel like I accomplished a lot during my high school golf career. But looking back, I realized that I actually wasted a lot of time. A huge portion of that time was wasted playing video games and doing other hobbies that I had at that time. And that time that I wasted could have been spent trying to get better, bettering myself and bettering my golf career and my game. So maybe if I didn't waste so much time, I could have actually won the state championship for myself, or could have gotten a better scholarship offer. I really wanted to go play at the collegiate level. I had a few schools reach out to me, offer me scholarships, but they were not the greatest offers. So maybe if I spent more time trying to better myself, I could have improved to the point where I was offered amazing scholarships at huge universities. Back when I was younger, I didn't do a very good job of evaluating where I was and how I was going to go about reaching my goals. And that's the whole point of this video. I want you to evaluate where you are when it comes to reaching your goals, and look to see if there's anything in your life that's wasting your time and keeping you from reaching your goals. And what's really troubling about the time that we live in, this may apply to you too, people my age and younger, I'm 21, is that a lot of us do not have goals. I think it's very rare to find an 18-year-old who has ambition and has goals and aspirations that they are actively trying to achieve. And again, another look into my personal life, I am a senior in college who's working on a degree in education. I'm around high school and middle school students every day, and it's really sad to see that they have little to no aspirations, dreams, or goals. So if you don't know what to do with your life, try setting goals for yourself. Set small goals if that helps. But if you do not have goals that you're actively trying to reach, you're going to get very little satisfaction out of this life. And I believe that's also the reason that we see so many young people with anxiety and depression, but that's a different topic altogether. I could go on an hour-long rant about that. But if you're someone who has goals, I want you to evaluate and ask yourself if there's anything in the way of you reaching your goal. Do you have a happy balance of leisurely activity and actively working towards your goals? Or perhaps you're working yourself to death, because that is equally as bad. If you don't set time aside to do what makes you happy, then you will also get very little enjoyment out of this life. It's all about finding that balance. And I believe that there are so many people who don't have that healthy balance, and they don't realize that they're the ones keeping themselves from reaching their full potential. And again, I brought up this subject with video games because obviously this is a gaming channel, and if I were to survey you guys, playing video games would probably be your biggest time waster. And again, that's okay. Video games can be a waste of time for a majority of people. That doesn't mean you should stop playing them or that they are bad. That doesn't mean you need to dedicate your entire life to reaching your own personal goals. But you need to find that balance in whatever it is. But it's not up to me to decide whether or not you're spending too much time playing Rainbow Six Siege. That's on you. You can decide where to draw the line, and maybe you're able to walk that line to the point where you feel satisfied with where you are in the path to achieve your goals. I grew up in a Christian household, and one thing that I was always taught was to put God first. Now, don't worry, don't click off, don't get mad. I'm not here to preach the gospel to you or shove religion down your throat. But when I was young, we were taught that the second commandment from God was that thou shalt not have any other gods before me. And in my sect of Christianity, that didn't just mean other deities. A god was anything that you spent a majority of your time focused on. And so, for instance, if a Christian spent more time in the gym and focused more on getting a ripped body and an amazing physique, more than they focused on their relationship with God, then the gym would be their God. If I spent more time playing video games in my relationship with God, then video games would be my God. And so I want you to try to use that same logic when it comes to your life. Not necessarily with God, but I want you to put your primary goals and aspirations above everything else. So to end this video, just live your life. Do what you want to do what makes you happy. That's the whole point of this entire video. Not to convince you that playing video games is bad and that you need to spend less time doing it, but the point is just get you to evaluate where you are. Stop, take some time, and really look at where you are, because I don't feel like enough of us really do that. Just evaluate how you spend your time, and I hope that you can find the balance of reaching your goals while still enjoying your hobbies.